So everybody, just drop a like, and we're gonna officially get started right now. And then I always start with this same question, which is your grandparents. Where were they born?
Well, my grandparents by my dad's side, they are from Boyacá, Colombia. They are from a really humble place in Colombia. They used to be, how did you say campesinos? Like
Farmers?
people that were, yeah, like farmers. And for the other side, my grandparents from my mom's side, they're from a place called Bucaramanga. That is a little bit more.
That's hard. I think I can't even pronounce that.
Bucaramanga.
Okay.
Yeah, that is another place.
Okay, awesome. And so, and your parents were born in those locations?
Mm-hmm. They were born in those locations and then moved to Bogota. That is where I am from.
Wow. Okay. And so you were born in Bogota?
Yes, I was. Well, my mom was born in Bucaramanga, but she came to Bogota when she was like 4 years. So pretty much she's from Bogota. And my dad, he was born in Bogota, and myself as well.
Okay. And then, so where do you live now? Because I know we had a brief conversation about this a while ago. You're not in Colombia anymore.
I don't live in Colombia anymore. I live in Mexico City, but right now, today, I am in Bogota, in Colombia.
In Bogota. Gotcha. For the holiday and whatnot.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Okay, very cool. I have to, okay, so very cool. I know you came to the States recently. I saw that on your channel, but other than that, have you been to the States?
I went like 4 or 5 years ago for 3 days because I introduced one of my friends to another friend, and now they are together. So I went to the States to introduce. Okay. Yes, I'm really good at that, guys. I'm like, let me tell you guys, I'm really good.
I might have to put my bid in. All right.
I will.
Okay. All right. So then, growing up in Colombia, this is going to be very interesting. So what kind of toys did you play with as a kid?
I used to play with Barbies, but like my dad and my mom, they were not rich, so I only had one Barbie per year for Christmas. So I collect them so I have 5 from 7 to 12. Those were my Barbies. Besides that, I used to play with my brother's cars. So we used to play with my Barbies and the cars, just like, I don't know. I don't remember what kind of games, but we were like on the blankets, like if they were like mountains. So we were just playing with the cars and then with the Barbies and all of that.
The Barbie's like 5 times bigger than the car. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. It doesn't matter. So it was basically the big Barbie and the small car.
Put like her foot in the door. That's it. That's
exactly.
She could use them as like, I don't know, roller skates or something. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. And so, do you still have those Barbies? It sounds like you still have them.
I do. I have my Barbies because I love them. Actually, my dad also made a house of Barbies because they couldn't afford, when I was a kid, like a house for Barbies. So my dad made one for me. But that, like, I want to cry because my dad did that for me. But when you are a teenager, you're stupid. So I lost it, and I don't have that anymore. But so it was my house for Barbies, but I still have the 5 Barbies. It's Esmeralda, it's a babysitter, and one that you can dry their hair, that it was a blue one, and 2 others that are like random.
Wow. I mean, there are certain Barbies that are worth a lot of money now. Do you know if they're worth a lot of money, or you haven't even checked?
Well, I don't have idea, and I don't think they have all the accessories, because my mom used to make the clothes for the Barbie, so I don't think they have the original clothes. I don't think so.
That is cool. You know, you made it work with what you had. Absolutely. Very cool.
So my question is, what cartoons were you into when you were growing up, you and your brother?
Well, I forced my brother to watch all the cartoons because he's younger for 5 years. So I was the boss still.
Right. And there's only one TV. You know, we only have one TV.
And
So,
who has the power?
right. The boss.
That's right.
And also, what is funny is that I'm the oldest, of course, my brother and myself, but also I'm the oldest of my cousins. So I was
Full
the
boss
one who,
status.
of course.
Right.
So,
Right.
but
So
we
what
used
you
to
have the
watch.
kids watching? What did you have watching?
I used to watch Sailor Moon.
Oh, wow.
Ranma y medio is in Spanish, like Ranma and half, something like that. And that is about a girl that becomes a boy if she hits hot water or cold water. So it's anime as well.
Whoa.
I don't know if you have seen that one. That was pretty cool. Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon,
Yeah.
Digimon. I used to love Digimon. I don't know if you have heard about that one.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Oh, yeah. It's huge.
Yes, yes. I used to love Digimon. What else? I don't recall. Simpson, South Park. Well, that was when I was a little bit more teenager.
Right.
But mainly was like anime, like Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon.
Wow. Interesting.
That is very interesting. Very interesting. Super dope. What about video games? Any video games?
No, well, the only video game that I actually went into was The Sims. That's it, because I don't like video games. For me, that's very boring. I was more into books. So,
What kind of books are your favorite?
well, right now it's poetry, but back then was more about fantasy. I used to read a lot. Like, I think I used to read like 100 books per year because I was really, I was
no way.
Yes, I swear, I'm not lying.
That's nuts. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Very cool, very cool. And Zero Cool in the chat says, "What's up, VV fam? Wendy is the best." Absolutely, Wendy is the best. By the way, everybody, I've got a link to her channel pinned in the chat. Please, if you're not subbed already to her channel, go sub and then hurry back because you're gonna miss like the best part. So you gotta do it fast. So, all right. So Only the Sims. That was a really addicting game. Absolutely. I remember I got into it for a little bit. Strange. Did you ever play The Sims?
I did briefly, and I was already into another life-consuming game. I think it was like Elder Scrolls or Morrowind or something. And I was just like, nope, I can't do two. So I'm gonna just back away now.
Yeah, I totally get that.
It looked crazy.
So Wendy, when you were young, you had the Barbie dolls. Was there anything else, or maybe later on when you got a little bit older, that you started to collect? Well, it could be anything. Cards or comics or anything else besides the Barbies.
Yeah, so I'm a huge fan of Harry Potter, like huge, like since I was 8. I think that was my first book. Actually, my dad taught me to read. He was who inspired me to read. So that was basically my first book. And since then I was so addicted to Harry Potter. I used to have everything, but because of long story, I lost most of my collections and I had really cool stuff. But yes, I grew my collection of Harry Potter. Like I'm really, really like, I can't explain how big fan I was.
Wow.
So,
or I am.
Do you still have your collection of the Harry Potter like toys or anything like that?
No, I lost it because when I moved to Mexico, well, there was a time that I just went crazy and I lost pretty much all my collection. So yeah. Yes, so I lost it. Yeah, that was, but I'm still a Potterhead in my heart. So
that's right.
So, okay, so if you could get one of the, now I have to ask. So I know you mentioned the Barbie house that your dad made, and then the books and the Harry Potter toys, the Harry Potter
books.
The books and the toys. If you could only bring one back, only one thing, what would it be?
My dad's the house.
The house.
Yeah.
Because I know that I can buy the rest. But
That's
the
right.
house that my dad did is only one.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. You have to go with that because you're right. It's priceless. You see, and that's that's why I like to collect, because I have an emotional tie to a lot of these things that I collect. So I completely understand that. And Strange, you agree?
Absolutely. I mean, even when she initially told the story, I was just thinking in my head, like, wow, and she's so right. As a kid, it seems like so uncool when your parents do something like that, make something from scratch, and you don't appreciate it till later, and you don't have that understanding till later on that so many of these things you can buy again. But things that people make with their hands and their time and as their personal touch, it's irreplaceable. It's one of a kind. So
Yeah, I
it's
agree.
interesting.
I agree. And by the way, the real Randy Chavez is in the building.
Meow, meow, meow,
Yeah.
meow.
Say hello to Daffy for me, Randy.
Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Hello,
Hello,
Dashi.
Dachi. Hello, Dachi. I love Randy. Randy's amazing.
Oh my God. We sat down with Randy recently, and that was
God,
amazing. That
amazing,
was
man.
crazy. It was
I'm
just,
gonna kick it with him again. Like,
yeah, it was a
oh
lot
man,
of fun. It was a
He
lot of fun.
told me. He told me about that. That was cool. That's how I realized about you guys, because I have seen your name, but I was not very aware until he told me about you guys, and I went to see your channel, and I was like, wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
very
yeah.
cool.
We're laid back guys, just like Randy. So we got along great.
Yeah.
You're laid back too. So this is awesome. This is fun. So all right. So what about I know you mentioned cartoons, but what about like TV shows? Any like regular TV shows? And it doesn't have to be when you were super young. It could be anytime.
Yeah, so there was a program in Colombia called El Club 10, like Club 10. So it used to have like these characters of a dinosaur and a wolf that it was Aurelio Cheveroni. So it was very popular because he has their own song and stuff. So, and also they, when it was like Sunday or Saturdays in the morning, so it was just like from 7 to 12 a.m. So a lot of things were happening, and you used to watch the cartoons there, but also to see the show. So I used to love the Club 10 in Canal Caracol. And that was one. And also in the afternoons, like during the week, I don't remember the name, but it was basically another show when you can see like all the cartoons like Dragon Ball, Pokemon, and all of that. And also I used to love a lot a TV show that it was called Séptima Puerta, that is called like the seventh door or something, that it was about stories of mystery or ghost or kind of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds good, but I was too young. I shouldn't see that kind of stuff, but I'm always a little bit, I'm gonna do it anyway if I want to.
She's the boss. What do you think? Like,
That's right. You're the boss. You're the oldest cousin. That's it. You're the older sister. Forget it.
Exactly. And it's funny because all my my cousins, have you seen Rugrats, like the biggest girl that is Angelica, the Rugrats?
No.
Aventuras en Pañales, Rugrats. I don't know if I'm pronouncing well, but it's about the little kids and the big cousin. So she makes them do everything because she's the boss. So they call me Angelica because of that.
Yeah, figures. Okay. So all right, so we see that you were the boss and you controlled the TV and all that. So what about movies? What were your okay, you know what? Okay. You're stranded in an island for the rest of your life. You only have 3 movies. Let's go with that. What are the 3 movies?
Harry Potter, Interstellar, and Gravity.
what was the last one? What was the last one?
Gravity.
Gravity.
I
Yeah,
thought she was gonna say Harry Potter 1, Harry Potter 2, and Harry Potter 3. Yeah.
I was going to say that, but
No. I like that. Well, you know what we'll do? We'll do all the Harry Potters as one.
Right.
yeah, I'm gonna choose one. That is Harry
Right.
Potter.
Absolutely.
Man, if I knew I was getting all those movies, I would have chose Lord of the Rings for my answer then. I got like 6 movies in one, man.
We're gonna have to interview again, so you're gonna have to do that question. So, all right. So, okay. So what about now? But physical collectibles, not Veve, physical collectibles. Are there any physical collectibles that you go and you're like, okay, I need to get this one, or no, not so much?
Mm, the only thing I have collected was Harry Potter back then, but I also collect books because books are that is the only thing that I want to have many of them. So I do have a decent amount of books, but that is not collectibles. Besides that, no, nothing.
Oh, yes, they are.
Yeah, yeah.
They
they?
definitely are. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people. Yeah, you never know.
There's some books that are so scarce, you'll be surprised what they go for. And, you know, they're such a perishable thing, you know, that it's not like comic books where it's like once you realize like, oh, this is important, you know, you send it off to get graded. So it's encapsulated in a little glass thing or whatever. You know, books are like always subject to being destroyed. So, you know, they become more and more scarce, and it's a lot less publishing houses reprinting stuff, and you'll just be surprised.
I love books with all my heart.
Yeah.
I love books too, but I read like different. Like I recently got done with Ready Player 2. I don't know if you heard the movie Ready Player 1.
I have seen half of the movie because my ADHD doesn't help, so I have to see like in different times.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I get it. All right, so what is the collectible that you own? And now we're not talking Veve just yet, but what is the physical collectible that you own that you would think is worth the most? You know, in value, just monetized.
Like in money?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have any collectible that is expensive. Like in physical, you mean?
Yeah, like in physical. Like I know you mentioned that you probably don't. You have the Barbies, and you know.
Just the only thing I think I have is Barbies and my books.
The books. Okay, we're gonna go with the books.
So how about let's get into your Veve stash a little bit.
Yeah,
so what would you say is your most expensive Veve piece?
I think it's my Givenchy set because I have low mints in all of them, and I have matching numbers in the ultra rares. Wow. So I have both same number for Kyo and Amelia. And my Pride, I got it in the drop, and it's low mint, like 200 something. And the Rewind, I got it also in the drop, but I traded for having the same matching number with the kind of matching number with the Pride.
Nice.
So how did you get into Veve?
Well, I have been in the crypto space for almost more than 3 years. So I was one of the Facebook groups, and Luis Cepeda, big shout out to him. Basically, he is the reason why I'm here. And he posted something about the NFTs, and I just saw it. I have heard about NFTs because of TikTok, and so I was just waiting to invest in the right thing. So I saw the collectibles. I think it was like the Ultraman and Cartoon Network something, and I just said, "Oh my God, that is what I'm looking for." And I just DM him, and I think I bought from him like Finn and Princess Bubblegum. Those were my first, and I paid with I think it was with Mexican peso, or I don't remember if it was with Mexican peso or with crypto, something like that. But that's how I knew about Veve.
Wow. So which was the first NFT that you got from Veve?
Finn.
Okay.
Finn and Princess Bubblegum.
Gotcha.
But the drop, my first drop was the DeLorean.
Oh, okay. See, this is before I came
my first drop too.
So when was this, give or take?
That was around March. That was my first drop too. I got in actually around the Ultraman drop, but I had missed that drop. And so I was just ready for the next one. Yeah.
For me, I was a little bit afraid because, well, it takes a little bit of time to understand. Well, back then, because it was my first NFT, so I was like, what is this? And I thought that I could just wake up and try to do the drop, right? So I didn't know. And I thought that I was going to buy the gems at the same time of the drop and blah, blah, blah. So I think I just fall asleep and I woke up late, so I didn't care. in that moment. Later on, I learned my lesson, but I
Right.
already had the Finn and the Princess Bubblegum, if I'm not mistaken the time. But it was March 24th, I think, the day that I opened the account.
Yeah, I was around there too. That's funny.
Very
Mhm.
cool. Very
Yeah, I
cool.
guess we were like that second wave that came in, you know. We were part of the
Mhm.
second wave.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean that's early on, because people, they say like when people were first coming into the app, it was like early part of the year, right? February.
Yeah,
Mhm.
a lot of
Mhm.
people. Yeah, January, February. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
But
I
So
hear.
they're the lucky ones. Those are the ones that came in and saw Todd sitting in the store, you know, for retail price.
Uh,
do you know what is funny? Because I think I was around there, but like I was taking the time to understand when to
Right.
buy. So I never, like, I actually passed the thing for 5 days or something, because I was hesitant about should I
right.
buy this. It was not because I didn't believe in the NFT. It was more that I was afraid that Luis was going to scam me. So I was like, what is the cheapest thing? Because for me, $20 or $30, I don't remember how much did I buy, for what price. For me, it still was a lot of money back then. And I was like, wow, that is a lot of money. And I'm going to invest in something that I don't know. So it was kind of scary a little bit.
No,
But well,
absolutely. I get
but yeah.
that. Yeah. So out of your NFTs on Veve, which one is, if you're okay with answering, which one is worth the most?
For
One
me,
item.
just one. Maybe for now it's Fantastic Four, the secret rare. I think for now. For me,
Yeah,
that's the
that's a
most
nice one.
expensive. Mhm.
That's a really nice one. And you got that off the drop?
No. I traded for a lucky rabbit. Uh, I had two lucky rabbits, and I traded the Fantastic Four secret rare, ultra rare Fantastic Four, and a low mint Marvel comic #1 for that rabbit, because back then the rabbit was more expensive. So
Yeah.
I traded, and I think 2 or 3 days after, the secret rare went up. So
Right.
I
I
was
mean, hey, that's
lucky.
how it is. That's how it is. It just, you never know what's gonna happen, what tomorrow's gonna bring.
Hmm.
So
Exactly.
I know you mentioned you were into crypto. Um, I would make the assumption that you own a little bit of OMI.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I was just wondering what cryptos you're into. Are you kind of like just concentrating, you know, your funds towards OMI and kind of like, you know, can only invest in so much? Or are you kind of like, you know, still keeping your ear to different projects and different cryptos back in those projects?
Well, right now I've tried to be very conservative, because
Right.
right now it's a good price to buy, like basically all of the cryptos, because we have a dip, so
Yeah.
it's a good time to buy. But right now I'm waiting for some savings to invest. But yes, well, me, what I'm planning to do is just buying when we have dip, because I know how the price of OMI moves. So right now I'm waiting for another dip to buy more OMI, but I
Right.
have had really good entry, how do you say it, entries? Like
Entry
when
point.
to buy, entry
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
So I think the first one was like, well, before that I sold, back in June, I used to buy in 0016, but after I sold like in 00, I don't remember what, but I buy again in 003, 005, and I think the most risky one was like 007 around,
Right.
but that was the last time that I bought. But right now I'm waiting for a little bit of dip to buy more.
What are we at
But
now? Like
into
somewhere around 6?
I think we are around
Been trading
006.
sideways for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm waiting, because right now we don't know. So I'm waiting for,
Right.
because I try to read the charts to know
Right.
when to buy.
I
That's what
mean,
I do. But with the other cryptos, I just, for example, with Ethereum, I don't mind when to buy. I don't mind when to buy with Bitcoin,
right.
because those are my,
Long-term holds.
yes, also OMI, but with OMI,
Right.
I prefer to buy when it has dip, so I have more return.
Definitely.
Gotcha. Absolutely. And so besides Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Omi, are there any other cryptos that you're interested in?
Yes, I also have BNB, Polkadot, XRP, Engine. What else? Illuvium, TDK. Basically, pretty much I'm focusing right now in all of the metaverses. So those are my focus right now.
I think that's a really good investment right there. I like anything metaverse related. I really do think that's the future, and that's where we're headed. So I think it's good.
And DAOs are not financial advice, guys, please.
Right. Not financial advice.
Yeah,
Nobody knows the
man.
future.